Today, I want to talk about the subject of picking the right wife. See, I wish I would have had this advice a long time ago. Then I would have saved myself so much headache. See, a lot of times what we do is we want to get the girl and then figure out the rest later. And doing it that way, you're gonna create so much insecurity. You're gonna create so much destruction along the way before you even get to the person that's right for you. Things I wish I would have learned before I got married and I wasn't ready, and why it didn't work. First, anytime you're trying to get married and you don't know your purpose, you don't know why you here, your relationship is going to suffer the consequences because there's going to be something that's missing. You got to find why you here before you get the booty. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. Like, you got to leave that alone. Women are always going to be there. But the best thing that you can do for you and your future wife is to be suited and rooted in your purpose, right? You got to know, like, okay, what am I here for? What am I doing? And you got to be excelling in that. And the second thing is, anything that happened in your childhood or that happened in your life that you haven't worked out yet, you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to go to therapy. You're going to have to speak to somebody, get a life coach, something. Right. And thirdly, if you have any insecurities about your body, about your finances or anything, get that together. Do not go into any relationship with these problems because it will destroy your relationship. You're bringing extra baggage into the relationship that don't need to be there. So don't do that. The advice I wish I would have had was make sure that I was grounded in myself. See, a lot of times what happens because we don't do the work, what you'll do is you'll settle for people that you were never supposed to be with. For instance, like, oh, because you're not in shape and you're not making the most money and you're not where you want, you're settled for Becky over here because, hey, she was nice and she been there for me and blah, 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 but that's not your person. But Becky got a problem with cheating and Becky got a problem with cussing you out and Becky don't even, you know what I mean? Like, Becky is not your person, but you only settled with her or you still stand with her because it's like, well, this is what I could do or this is the best or, whatever it may be. And a lot of people are sad that they're settling in relationships with people they were never supposed to be in because they didn't want to do the work. And then I wish somebody would have told me, no. If you want to be successful in a relationship, if you want to be successful in the marriage, you're going to have to do some work on you. You're trying to put a Band-Aid on a bigger problem. You got a broken arm, but you really need to go get some surgery. And getting in that relationship is like putting a Band-Aid on you don't want to be lonely or you want a partner to do life with or whatever. You're just adding more problems to whatever you already got going on. And then the most important thing is whoever you choose, you got to make sure that she is rooted in God. Like, she has a relationship with God. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about she has a genuine relationship with God, which means like she feels bad and convicted when she's not living in harmony with what God wants from her. She's not having sex outside of marriage because she's like, no, I know how God feel about that. She's not getting drunk because, oh, no, I know how God feel about that. She prays. Like, a woman that don't have a relationship with God, she's for anything, right? You can't trust her because what values is she holding herself to? Her own. And that's dangerous. We all need to be held accountable. And if nobody's holding her accountable, it's not going to work out because your authority is not going to mean anything in the relationship because her authority, she don't even respect God. How's she going to respect you? That's a bar. So all I'm saying is if you want to be successful, you got to think about these things because a lot of times the easiest access or the quickest woman that you get with or whatever, or just work, be the ones that cause you the most pain, the most problems, the most trauma, the most drama. And then you wondering like, oh, well, I don't believe in love and I don't believe in marriage no more and blah, 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 blah. No, because you didn't have the self-discipline to wait and invest in yourself and you got what you got. And then you had a bad experience and now you want to think that the whole world's like that. No, you just kept getting the same type of female over and over and over. Let's be honest. Yeah.
Mirrors don't lie. If you like it, share it.
There's a mystic ring that gently touches my soul. Rain down on me, baby.
Subscribe.